The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. While we watched the Red Sox and Yankees battle from Fenway Park, the Orioles and the Brewers did battle at Milwaukee County Stadium, and for the Orioles, everything came up Chesterfield. A second inning a solo shot by Andres Mora off of Bill Travers gave the Orioles a 1-0 lead. In the sixth, Lee May singled home Mark Belanger to make it 2-0. In the seventh, the sac fly by Mark Belanger made it 3-0 Baltimore. Then 6-2 Lescano for Milwaukee made it a ballgame. His seventh of the year, a solo bomb, 3-1 Orioles. But the Orioles put it away in the ninth. Rich Dower doubled home Billy Smith. Then Ken Singleton singled home Dower, 5-1. A late Charlie Moore single made it 5-2, but that was it. Baltimore, 39-26, and fighting with the Yankees for first place in the American League East. Scott McGregor gets the win. His seventh. Bill Travers falls to 1-5. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Today, from Milwaukee County Stadium, it is the Baltimore Orioles and Milwaukee Brewers. Brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best gosh darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes. We now have 210. What? 210. Members on Facebook. I had 2 games checked. I had the Yankees and Red Sox checked too, and we're not supposed to do that one. All right, so it's the Orioles and the Brewers. And good afternoon. You can see my ugly mug for a bit here. It's Larry Sorensen versus Denny Martinez on a windy, and I mean windy night in Milwaukee. 76 degrees, winds blowing in from right field at 22. Sorensen 11-3 on the year and still pitching a bit above his head, tries to keep the Brewers in this. Meanwhile, you get El Presidente, as I turn down the volume, going for Baltimore. The Orioles are 39-26. This is game 66 for them and game 66 for the Brewers. So this is a big one. If the Brewers are going to stay with the Red Sox, the Orioles, and the Yankees, these are the games they have to win. For the Orioles, 79 is their year. They know it's their year, but if they can do it in 78, all the more power to them, because the Yankees and Red Sox are good teams, but no one is going to run away from it. They're going to be there all year round. And so as Larry Sorensen warms up, we say hello to DC. Lorenzo, good morning. And Captain Carl, how are you? Hope you all had what you wanted on Easter and got at least a chance to at least talk with your families if you couldn't see them. Larry Sorensen making start 16. He has gone the Clinton Parks route and has 14 complete games already. He is 11-3 with an ERA of 2.65. He is a fastball pitcher that tops out at 85. He has started twice against the Orioles this year and is 1-1 against them. So in 2 starts, 17 innings, 15 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 2. His last time out was a win on the 16th against Cleveland. 9 innings, 13 hits. So he's a contact pitcher. 3 runs, all earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 5. Talk about your ultimate contact pitcher. In 132 and a third innings, he's allowed 120 hits, only 2 homers, 45 runs, 39 earned. He has walked 23 and only struck out 39. And so here's a lineup that he will face this evening, or this afternoon, or in the morning. Easter Monday. Can someone explain to me, who's not really religious or Catholic, what Easter Monday is? Larry Harlow will lead off in center field. Rich Dower will play third and bat second. Eddie Murray at first will hit third. Ken Singleton cleans up in right field. Lee May is a DH. He'll bat fifth. Andres Mora, who started off the fireworks for Baltimore yesterday, will hit sixth and play left. Billy Smith doing double duty. Islanders goalie, second baseman for the Orioles. He'll bat seventh. Mark Belanger at short will bat eighth, and Skaggs, the catcher, will hit ninth. Defensively for the Brewers, Larry Heisel is a 6 and a 4 in left. Storman, Gorman Thomas is 7 and a 4 in center. Sixto Lexcano is a 9 and 8 in right. Sal Bando is a 6 at third. Robin Yount an 8 at short. Paul Molitor a 6 at first. Don Money is Molitor is a 6 at second, rather. Don Money is a 6 at first. Mr. Forsberg says it's a holiday for federal workers, like the Post did at one time. It's the first day the Messiah returned. Thank you, Lorenzo. I do appreciate that. Yeah, post offices did at one time. Okay, that makes sense. And so thanks for my education this morning. JT Dutch, my Easter went well. We all kind of enjoyed a magnificent round of golf together. Buck Martinez to finish off the defense, a 5 and a 5 behind the plate, and Larry Sorensen is a good fielding pitcher. He's an 8 with a 9.60 fielding percentage. Harlow steps in at 232, 4 homers and 27 RBI. Wind is blowing in hard from right at 22, 76 degrees, and let's go. It's a Monday, we're going to play baseball all week at noon. Michael, Red Sox fan, glad to have you along. You are one of my new followers, along with Kenny Castro, Aggregating Journal, A. Woods 0143, and Rickinator 55, who joined during the golf tournament. Pitch to Harlow is a line drive to Yount, 1 away, and that's how this one starts. Rich Dower at no homers, hitting .252 and 12 RBI. Sorensen can go 130 pitches, and that arm is rubber. Martinez can go 140 for Baltimore. Pitch to Buck is a ground ball right back to Sorensen, over to Bunny, and that's an out. If you're new to me playing baseball, I manage the home team, and the computer manages the visitors, and this is Action PC Baseball 2020. It's Vin Scully for everything, you should know, because Vinny did the Masters, Vinny did football, and then Vinny, of course, does baseball. Eddie Murray at 294, but yes, Mr. Nance to Mr. Buck. It sounds like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Eddie Murray at 294, 12 homers and 56 RBI. Pitch to Murray, and that's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Kenny Singleton at 306, 9 homers and 23 RBI. Captain Carl, how are you, buddy? Watch that Masters was something else, wasn't it? Texted friends and family, that's good. Purchased that golf game, and currently in a 1967 game that will never end. Kenny, how are you, my friend? So Murray on first. Top of the first, 2 out, no score. Pitch to Singleton is in the right center field. Murray's going for 3. Singleton digging out for 2, and it's in there. So the Orioles have 2 in scoring position for Lee May. At 257, 11 homers and 46 RBI. Sorensen on pace to throw 280 innings. That was his real-life number. Pitch to May. Ground ball to Bando by the bag at third. Easy throw to first. And that's in time. And so the Orioles will strand 2. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Baltimore fails to score. Here come the Brew Crew. Probably couldn't find a place to park. Here's a long way to go. This is game 66 for both teams. But you get to the point where, I mean, there's 5 teams in this race in the American League East. How you doing, Big Clue? Where they're all going to start to beat up on each other. And I think that started to happen. Denny Martinez is 5-8, by the way. An ERA of 3.87. Currently on a 3-game losing streak. This is start number 17 for him. Against the Brewers, he's pitched well. 2 starts, 13 innings, 11 hits. 4 runs, all earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 10. And is 1-0 with an ERA of 2.77. His last start was the 16th against Oakland. He went the distance, 9 innings, 7 hits. 3 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5, but lost. So overall, 107 innings, 109 hits, 53 runs, 46 earned, 5 homers. Controls an issue. He's walked 49 and struck out 50. Doing okay. Sleep is fun. Not really. Big Clue says the sun is shining. He's in his recliner with some lunch and there's a baseball game on. As Danny K could say, life couldn't get any better. Well, thanks for the kind words. Defensively around Denny Martinez, we'll read these for you because the color scheme is awful. Andres Mora is a 5 and a 4 in left. Larry Harlow is a 6 and a 5 in center. Al Bunbury, of course, done for the year. Kenny Singleton, a 6 and a 7 in right. We're playing for a bunt that's not going to happen. Rich Dower is a 6 at third. Mark Belanger, a 10 at short. Billy Smith, a 6 at second. Eddie Murray, a 6 at first. Skaggs, Dave, is that right? A 4 and a 7 behind the plate. What? They are, but I don't really want to play around with it too much. And Martinez at 8 on the mound with a 9.87 ERA. I got to remember to actually make some ballparks, too. The lineup for Milwaukee, Paul Molitor is at second base and will lead off. Yep, Martinez actually had a good career with the Orioles and had a better one with the Expos through his perfect game at Dodger Stadium. Don Money will bat second and play first. Sal Bando at third will hit third. Larry Heisel is in left. He'll clean up, and he can clean up. Ben Ogilvie is somehow the only lefty in the lineup. He's a DH and will hit fifth. Lescano in right will bat sixth. Robin Yount at short will go seventh. Stormin Gorman Thomas in center field will bat eighth, and Buck Martinez holds up the rear at ninth behind the plate. And Sorensen threw 17 pitches in his half of the first. Molly at 251, 4 homers and 29 RBI. Pitch from Martinez. There's a ground ball to Dower. Murray already on the bag, but Milder can run, and that's a bang-banger for the first out. So 1 out for Don, not so easy money at 280. 4 homers and 19 RBI. Money modeling an early 70s uniform and helmet. Pitch from Martinez is a ground ball to third. Dower to Murray, 2 out. Second verse really was, same as the first. For Sal Bando at 299, 4 homers and 25 RBI. Pitch to Sal is a sharp little ground ball to second. Smith on the grass, over to first, and that will retire the side. Nothing across for the Brewers. We go to the second. No score. Robbie's rooting for the Orioles. Andres Mora. Billy Smith and Mark Belanger here in the second. Mora at 188, but he has 3 homers and 6 RBI. And Sorensen struggled in the first. It does look like County Stadium. A lot of empty seats. Pitch to Mora is a ground ball to third. Bando by the cut of the grass over to first for the first out. I got myself a hot coffee this morning, or this afternoon. So, Lorenzo, if you're drinking, or if you're listening on the headphones, that's what you'll hear me drink. And I cheated. I got a donut. I haven't had one since this whole thing started, and I really needed one today. Billy Smith at 272, 3 homers and 14 RBI. I promise, salad at some point today. Headphones are off. Pitch to Smith. Into left center field. Thomas is there. Bobbles it and can't make the play. So it's an error. He dropped it, picked it up and threw to second, and Smith is in there standing. He had it. He took his eye off the ball and dropped it. Guzzle away. I will in time. So a one-out error, and Sorensen shakes the head for Belanger. At 265, no homers and 16 RBI. No, I got it because I really wanted it. No, it is fair, Kenny. Our next door Duncan takes the app, and we got it all through the app. That's true. I can only eat the one. I don't need to end up in the hospital. So Smith leads off a second. We're playing for the bunt. Bando and Money are in. Pitch to Belanger. Struck him out. So the 0-2 is in there at the belt. Sorensen throws that pitch at 86. And I forgot to tell you what the pitchers did, I think. Dave Skaggs, I was right. 0-63. 3 for 48 on the year. With 3 RBI, 2 outs, top the second, no score. Pitch to Skaggs. There's a ground ball to Money. Takes it to the bag, and that will retire the side. Orioles get nothing across, except for the error. So there is something across. After an inning and a half, no score. Never had a Krispy Kreme donut, I can't tell you. Ron's introducing PEDs into baseball. Performance-enhancing donuts. You guys must remember the John Belushi during the 76 Olympics or after. Chocolate frosted donuts were on his training table. I love that. Standings as we go into Wednesday, the 21st of June. In the American League East, the Orioles and the Yankees are tied at 39 and 26. The Yankees have won 3 straight. The Red Sox have lost 2 straight. They're 4 back. Milwaukee 5 back of Baltimore. Detroit 9 behind, and Toronto 9.5. In the West, California has lost 2 straight, but they're still 2.5 up on Kansas City. White Sox are 5 back at 33 and 22. In the National League West, Dodgers lead the Astros by 1, who've won 4 straight again. And the Reds have won 6 straight. They've cut that to 4.5. You're going to see a bunch of Dodgers, Astros, and Reds games coming up. I tentatively have scheduled through the All-Star break. In the East, Pittsburgh lost again. Philadelphia has caught them. They're a half game out. And Montreal sits 6.5 back. Heisel, 298, 17 homers, and 44 RBI to face Martinez to start the second. I honestly thought, JT, that Milwaukee had a very good shot at the beginning of the year to win this division. It's not over by any stretch, but no one's coming from 14 down to win a division. Pitch to Heisel is a fly ball to left. Back goes Moran. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. And so ask, and ye shall receive. That's his 18th of the year, and that's in the seats in left field. So for Martinez, that's his 6th home run allowed. And that will bounce around for a while. So 1-0 Brewers. Yeah, Arnie that was something yesterday. Ben Ogilvy at 271, 3 homers. JT, I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't need any reminders of anything from any of those years. Wink, wink. I get counseling because of that. No, not really. Ogilvy at 271, 3 homers and 16 RBI. I haven't seen Ricky Nader 55, so Buddy Bleepin' Den is on the table. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Hey, Robbie, that was fun. Pitch to Ogilvy is a ground ball to Belanger. Over to first. Ogilvy got a good jump and beat it out. He just got enough on it to slow it down, Belanger's got good range, but Ogilvy's actually surprisingly fast. Brings up Lescano. 2 hits here, and nobody out for the Brewers in the bottom of the second. 6-0 at 3:01, 7 homers and 27 RBI. Throw to first, and Ogilvy's back. We're not stealing. Now he goes home. Into center field, Harlow is there, and deep center field makes the catch. Ogilvy will hold 1 away. For Robin Yount, 314, 7 homers, and 24 RBI. Michael, Red Sox fan, says he gets counseling from that, and he wasn't born until 1998. Really? It's the year I got married. And today, that's how Uncle Ron feels old today. Yount will swing, and there's strike 3. Martinez got him on a 2-2 at the belt. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball, that's his first, and there's 2 out for Storm and Gorman. Thomas at 276, 13 homers and 45 RBI. Martinez delivers, struck him out. He swung on and missed the fastball on an 0-2 pitch, and that will retire the side. Heisel gets the homer on 2 hits and no errors. After 2, Milwaukee 1, Baltimore nothing. And so Sorensen will face the top of the lineup. Harlow, Dower, and Murray. So 36 pitches for Larry. 2 innings, 2 hits, and a strikeout. Harlow's 0 for 1. Well, everybody should know who Arnold Palmer was. His name was synonymous with golf, whether you knew the game or not. Pitch to Harlow, who's 0 for 1. Little number down to money, takes it to the bag himself, 1 away. As magnificent as what Palmer did on 15 Sunday, and you won't see this till next week on YouTube. Arnold was big. Yep. I'm still more stunned what happened on 16. 4 putts. 4 putts. That's right. Palmer's name is also synonymous. I had some Arnold Palmers over the weekend, lemonade iced tea drinks at the store. Arizona has that, the rights to those, and they can only sell those big cans for 99 cents. Pennzoil and Hertz. Yep, Pennzoil was his. Of course, he's from Latrobe, PA. Tower is 0 for 1. Sorensen's pitch is a ground ball to third. Bando over to first for the out. So 2 out for Eddie Murray, who singled one of the 2 hits for Baltimore. His first time up. 1 for 1. Ball 4, a rare walk from Sorensen. We told you his control is pretty pinpoint. In 280 2/3 real-life innings, he walked 50 and struck out 78. He pitches to contact. Pumpy Tutors, how are you? He worked in Latrobe for 2 years, by the way. How you doing? What'd you do in Latrobe? Kenny Singleton doubled his first time up. 1 for 1. And there's a ground ball to money. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. The Orioles get a hit and strand him. The Orioles get a walk and strand him. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2.5, 1-0. Milwaukee. Oh! Worked for a coal mining company of all things. Yep, wrong time of year, but the Packers did play here in Milwaukee. And JT Touch learned today that Pennzoil was named after Pennsylvania. Really? You didn't know that? Even I knew that. Buck Martinez, then we'll flip the lineup around. Molitor and Money here in the bottom of the third. Buck at 248, no homers, and 11 RBI. Martinez delivers, strike 3. 1-2 on the corner. And Martinez is rung up, and that's 3 for Denny. 98 was a great year. McGuire, Sosa, Manning and Leaf, Ron and Sarah. Absolutely. I'm not sure Sarah would agree, but Ron agrees that's a big year. And that's true. That's our fact you would not hear in a Fortnite stream. Now, you've given Pumpy Tutors. Ryan Leaf won't agree either. You've given Pumpy Tutors, though, some ammunition. He might sneak in those facts now. Molly's 0 for 1 through 9 batters. Martinez at 35 pitches. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, the home run to Heisel. No walks and 3 strikeouts. Yes. Playing for a bunt we're not doing. Into center field. Harlow tracks it down. 2 out. For Don Money, who's 0 for 1. So, ballpark effects. If you're a the batting average, it's plus 6%. For lefties and righties, it's equal. It's a symmetrical park. Home runs, you get a big difference, though. Lefties, minus 26%. Of course, that 22-mile-an-hour wind isn't helping either. And righties are plus 18. That's right. It's the new retro Fortnite skin, Pumpy. Absolutely. Pitch to Money, who's 0 for 1. Ball 4. So the fastball on a 3-1 misses low. And that brings up Bando. Oh, Money can steal, huh? I think we'll try that. 2 out. Runner on. Money goes. Skaggs throws down to Smith, and they don't get him. Easy steal. That's right. Bando was a very good player. His son Chris played for the Indians. You were born in 2000. Oh my God, you're younger than I thought. Yeah, I was buried in 98. Bando is 0 for 1. And Mark Forsberg says, and this is true, the Packers have 2 games for Milwaukee fans still today. There's a green package. And for 6 and a yellow package for 2. There you go, Lorenzo. Not the only one feeling old. Where are you from, Michael? Pitch to Bando is a ground ball to Smith over to Murray, and that should retire the side. And no runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 3-1-0 Milwaukee. Lee May, Andres Mora, and Billy Smith after I take a drink. Baby. So Lee May is 0 for 1. Sorensen, 50 pitches after 3. Pitch to Lee is popped up left side. He out on the grass, 1 away. From Indiana, and he moved to Oregon. Oh, aren't you sweet to be with your girlfriend while she finished college? So no relation to Al, Red Sox fan. Just in spirit. Andres Mora is 0 for 1. Well, it helps to study her, Big Clue. Pitch to Mara is into center field. That's going to drop in front of Thomas for a base hit, and that's the 3rd hit for Baltimore. And that brings up Billy Smith, who is 0 for 1. Mara not a threat to steal. Pumpy Tudor should change his name to Siriusad Pirates fan. Aren't those Penguin Stanley Cup championships make that easier for you, Cyril? You should call yourself Mr. 300 because you are the king of bowling. Pitch to Smith is in the right center field. Back goes Lescano, and it's 2-1 Baltimore. That one hit near the base of the scoreboard. And Baltimore now has a lead. That's only the 3rd home run allowed by Sorensen. And that went into the teeth of that 16-mile-an-hour wind. Here it is again. That just kind of floated out there, and all Lescano could do was turn and watch it go. So that's Smith's 4th of the... No, that hit the scoreboard. That traveled 430 feet. So that'll bring up Belanger, who struck out his first time up. 2-1 Orioles, 1 out, top the 4th. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball to Money. He's going to underhand it to Sorensen, covering for the out. That's a nice thing about these older parks. I love the vintage Coke ad, too, from the early 90s. Cecil Fielder would be proud. Dave Skaggs is 0 for 1. Pitch from Sorensen. Ground ball to Yount. Good play deep in the hole over the money, and that will retire the side. But the O's get 2 on the monster bomb by Billy Smith. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Baltimore. Dun, 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 dun. That's right, the Magnificent Seven music. Welcome to Marlboro Country. Larry Heisel homered his first time up. That was in the 2nd, the lone Milwaukee run, 2-1 Baltimore. As we start the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, Ron. Struck him out. 2-2 curve. Swung on and held on to by Skaggs. 4th for El Presidente, and they'll bring up Ogilvie, who reached on an infield hit. Joe Camel. I remember a lot of the Joe Camel ads on the back pages of the teenage reading choices that I may or may not have actually read anything in. And if Kenny Castro wants to know, or Lorenzo, those are the Star Trek Klingon illustration books. Ogilvie singled, and there's a ground ball to Belanger by the bag at second. Diving stop over to first. 1 out. Murray, however, lost it, and did he get it back? He did. He knocked it down, somehow kept his foot on the bag. That was a great throw from Belanger, but he had to hurry it. And that's an out. Oh, that was another favorite of mine. The Tom Landry American Do You Know Me? 100. Oh, Pumpy, thank you, buddy, for the Klingon illustration bits. Yes. And that's a fact you can cling on to. But yes, the Tom Landry one being surrounded by Redskin players. Al is hacking Yankee names last night. Well, you know. No one says we have to like the teams that we're covering there, Mike. Lescano is 0 for 1. 2-1 Baltimore, 2 out. Bottom of the 4th. 6-0. Strikes out. Martinez got him on a yacker. A 1-2 swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, 2-1. Lorenzo was watching the original Zealand, but I heard it sound like Ron lecturing one of the original Star Trek. Oh, that's cruel. He couldn't pronounce. Well, Al likes that. At least it wasn't Gubaza, right? Larry Harlow will start the top of the 5th. Sorensen threw 18 batters, 69 pitches, 4 innings. 4 hits, the 1 run, or the 2 runs, the 2-run shot by Billy Smith. Both runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. Yep. Denny had one of the best curveballs in the game when he came up with Baltimore. And Mr. Forsberg said that was the year the Redskins beat the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. If you go back and watch the America's team, or America's game special on that team, the strike year, 82. Joe Theismann, and I think someone else on the team, I'm going to get the name wrong, but Theismann says that beating the Cowboys to get to that Super Bowl was their biggest win. Just to get past Dallas. They knew they could get past Miami if they could get past Dallas. Pitch to Harlow, who's 0 for 2. He's 1 for 3 now as he sends that into right field. Harlow will not steal. 5th hit for the Birds, and here's Dower. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Denny pitched the Munson Memorial game after the funeral. Ugh. Imagine having to pitch that game. Imagine having to play that game. But imagine having to face the Yankees that day. Pitch to Dower, who's 0 for 2, and there is a balk. A balk has been called. Dower was going to bunt. Sorensen is beside himself. Earl Weaver, sitting in the dugout working on a Chesterfield, giggles because the call went against Milwaukee. And Harlow's on second. And it's a 0-1 count, and there's still nobody out. Pitch to Dower is a ground ball to Money. He'll flip it to Sorensen. Harlow goes to third. And there's 1 out for Murray, who has walked and singled 1 for 1. Sorensen deals. Right back to Larry. Harlow has to hold. Throw to first. Runner out. So Kind of like Augusta, it giveth and taketh away. Here's Singleton. He's doubled. He's 1 for 2. 5 hits for the Birdies, 2 for the Brewers. Now Trekkie is how I would say that. Was it Hogaboom in 82? I don't think Pelure was there yet, Mark. Lorenzo has to tread lightly. No, Danny White started the game. I did not want to make the mental mistake. Do I call myself a Trekkie or a Trekker? To the diehard fans, there's a big difference. A Trekkie who's lost touch with reality. Yeah, White started it. Was that the infamous no Danny no game, or was that a Monday night game? Pitch to Singleton is a liner in the left center field. Harlow's going to score, and it's 3-1 Baltimore. It's not what the Brewers nor the Yankees want. Here's Lee May. He's 0 for 2. So Singleton on first. 6 hits for the Birdies. Pitch to May in the left or right center field. That will get down for a single. And Sorensen not going to get a complete game here. Runners on first and second. 2 out for Andres Mora, who was 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Well, remember, we don't warm up pitchers in this game, so we'll figure it out soon. And the wife will say that Lorenzo was a bona fide Trekkie. Pitch to Mora is a ground ball right to Sorensen. Get the glove up, throw it at first, and that will retire the side. Baltimore gets a run on 3 hits and no errors. Halfway home, time for the break. Baltimore 3, Milwaukee 1. And here's the summary. Heisel with a homer for Milwaukee in the second. Billy Smith bombed one off the scoreboard in the fourth to make it 2-1, and Kenny Singleton with an RBI single in the fifth to make it 3-1. And that's the pitching summary. Orioles aren't overplaying, I don't think. They contended in 78, certainly. And in 82, they took it down the last day of the season. That's about what you'd expect. This was a good era for Baltimore. I think Earl got them, he won them 50 and he hurt them along the way too. McDelivery and team fight tactics. Alienware only. So Robin Yount, Gorman Thomas, and Buck Martinez in the bottom of the fifth. Yount's not going to bunt. He struck out his first time up. Fast food and simple phone-based apps. Baltimore won 180 and lost. And, of course, went to the 7th game of the World Series in 79. This really is their era. Pitch to Yount is a ground ball left side past a diving Belanger. And they have their third hit of the ball game. Here is Thomas, who struck out his first time up. How did Earl Weaver hurt the Orioles? I think he overmanaged them. He didn't trust his bullpen. They weren't very good, but he didn't trust his bullpen, and I think he could have done a better job in trying to save some pitchers. Remember, he lost to the 69 Mets. He had a 3-1 lead in the 71 series and lost, and a 3-1 lead in the 79 series and lost. And they won the World Series his first year gone. Bumpy Tudor's got an ad for Marlboro and Klingon illustration magazines. That September ship is quite a beauty. Thomas struck out his first time up. Pitch to Gorman is into left center field and way gone. So Gorman put that one in the back of the bleachers in left center field for his 14th. And we're tied at 3. That ball was crushed. Well, As someone who covered Dusty Baker's playoff games, you could go with a school of thought on that. Anyway, that's his 14th, and we're tied at 3. I watched 2 years of Dusty Baker mismanaging playoffs. That's a real thing. I'm not saying Weaver was a bad manager, but I think the very nature, that style of managing, I don't think worked well in the playoffs. Buck Martinez is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Oh, Grady Little. Don't even get me started on Grady Little. I mean, Weaver revolutionized baseball in a lot of ways, but it's a big difference, though, from the Blue Jays of 1982 than trying to win a World Series game. That doesn't mean that they're bad. You got to get there. But the record kind of speaks for itself. And over-reliant, sure, it's a century-long position, but tradition. It's hard, Here's the pitch to Martinez, who struck out his first time up. Ground ball foul, third base side. Go back to the 2016 World Series, which was an all-time classic. And Joe Madden managed himself into a corner. And Terry Francona, who is an excellent postseason manager, managed himself into a corner. Pressure does things to people that you don't necessarily think is going to happen. Weaver did a lot right. I'm not, just because I said that doesn't mean that I think that Weaver's an idiot or Bobby Cox is an idiot or anything like that. But, and if the Orioles had won in 69, yes, they were an all-time great dynasty. 71, they had 4 20-game winners. But you gotta wonder what's the record when you get there, and whether it's fair or not. That's up to you to decide, but Earl's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Pitch to Martinez is a line drive to Dower, and he'll make the catch 2 or 1 away from Holliday. So Martinez, 69 pitches through 18 batters, 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 homers. High selling on that bomb by Thomas that rattled off the back railing. So all 3 runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. Molly is 0 for 2. The 79 Orioles have the most wins by 1 run? Probably. Yeah, and I would make the same thing with the Braves and Bobby Cox. You could always knew when Atlanta would be... the thing with the Braves, pitch to Molly, is a ground ball up the middle. Belanger over to Murray for the out. You could always tell how the Braves are going to do in a series by their first 2 games, except for the 96 World Series. The Yankees legitimately came back to beat them. If they looked disinterested, you knew they were in trouble. But the Braves got in the playoffs so easily all those years that you can just take the foot off the brakes. Here's Money. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and stole a base. 3-3 to score, bottom of the 5th. Solo shot by Heisel in the 2nd. 2-run shot by Thomas in the 5th gave Milwaukee their runs. Billy Smith, the 2-run bomb in the 4th, gave Baltimore a 2-1 lead. Pitch to Money is a ground ball to Murray. He's going to underhand it to Martinez, and that will retire the side. So the 79 Orioles, have they had the best 1-run record ever? Pittsburgh is falling apart, Robbie. That lead is down to a half a game. Here's Billy Smith. He hit the home run in the 4th. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 5, 3-3 the score. Smith, in his 4th of the year, his last time up, and has driven in 16. I think that the Mets were just lightning in a bottle. Of course, the Mets starters were fantastic. Pitch to Billy is a ground ball to Money. 1 out. And yeah, the 69 Orioles pretty much had the division clinched. The 32-20, that can't be the best record of all time. That's a good record. 52, that's a lot of 1-run games. Here's Belanger. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Dempsey thought 3 wins would win the World Series. It sounds like the old Donovan McNabb overtime thing. Oh, we can tie? 70 Orioles went 40-15. Wow. That's impressive. Pitch to Belanger. Up the middle. Sorensen to Money. Was that a swinging bunt? It got away from Money. The throw was high. Money got a piece of it. It goes on the card as an E1. Money recovers it, and it's not a two-base error. The second error for the Brewers. And now bring up Skaggs, who's 0 for 2. And that's a liner into center field. Skaggs is going for 2. He's in there. Belanger is on third. 1 out. And again, Sorensen just not really fooling anybody. 27 batters deep. 104 pitches. 5 in the third innings. 8 hits. The home run to Smith. All 3 runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. He's pitching to contact, but the Orioles are making him pay. Pitch to Harlow. Ground ball to Money. They'll take the sure out at first. Belanger scores to make it 4-3. And there's 2 out. For Dower, who is 0 for 3. This pitch from Sorensen. Dower in the left field. Heisel will make the catch and drop it. He dropped it. Another error for the Brewers. And it's 5-3 as Skaggs will score. Well, let's see. There's not a lot of good options there. You could use Castro McClure. I think it's a bit early for them. So Eduardo Rodriguez will start to warm. Sorensen says he's strong. Nope, we're doing June 21st, 1978, my friend. So Murray is 1 for 2 with a walk. Defense has not been Larry Sorensen's best friend. Pitch to Murray is in the left center field. Thomas will pick it up. Dower goes to third, and that's about it. Bob McClure coming in. Got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Milwaukee's County Stadium. And so McClure, if he can get 6 outs here, that would be great. He's thrown 11 times. This is his 12th. 0-2 with 2 saves and a 3.71 ERA. Fastball at 95. A standard pitcher. Doesn't favor the ground ball or the fly ball. Has not faced the Orioles this year. On June 17th, his last time out, an inning and a third against the Indians. Walked 3 and struck out 1. So 17 innings overall, 14 hits, a homer, 8 runs, 7 earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 9. Michael's been rooting for Pittsburgh. Early matchup, it could happen. Big Clue wants anybody but the Yankees and the Dodgers. I would favor whoever wins those divisions, though. Pitch to Singleton. Struck him out. It worked. He swung on and missed on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. But the Orioles get 2 on 2 hits and 2 errors. After 5.5, it's 5-3 Baltimore. So Bandel, Heisel, and Ogilvie to face Denny here in the bottom of the 6th. The rematch is 75. I'd take my chances. I think if the Red Sox had gotten in the World Series, they would have won it. Talk about bookends. Their 79 record is 6 games shy of the 70 record. They're talking about Baltimore. Pitch to Bando is a ground ball to Belanger over to first, 1 out. Well, take the jugs as a grain of salt. Heisel is 1 for 2. He homered and struck out. 5-3 Baltimore. I'm thinking the Phillies are in pretty good shape. Heisel, ground ball to Dower over to first for the out. Kilometers. Brings up Ogilvie is 1 for 2. with a single. Martinez delivers, struck him out. Denny got him to swing and miss at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 6. It's Baltimore 5, Milwaukee 3. So May, Mora, and Billy Smith. I don't know if the birthday boy hasn't said hi today, Baseball Demos. I was all set for my Bob Stanley insults today. And some bad puns. May is 1 for 3. McClure delivers. Struck him out. 97 there on an 0-2 fastball. So he is whiffed 2, and that'll bring up Mora. 1 for 3. He singled and scored. Yep, that is KC. Whether that's a Sunshine Band, I don't know. Pitch to Mora. Into left field. Back goes Heisel in the corner. Makes the catch to retire the side. Nope, 2 out, Ron. 2 out. And that'll bring up Billy Smith, who was 1 for 3. His homer in the 4th made it 2-1 Baltimore. Pitch to McClure. Strike 3. Got him looking. On a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. No runs, no hits, no errors. Stretch time, 5-3 birdies. It'll be Lescano, Yount, and Thomas to face Senior Smoke here in the bottom of the 7th. Lescano is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Phillies, I think, can win that division. Montreal held on for a while. I still think it's the Dodgers' division to lose. Pitch to Cisco is into center field. Harlow will make the catch, 1 out. The reason why I'm kind of down on the Reds is that their bullpen is not good. Doug Bear is fine, but you got to get the game to Bear. Robin Yount, 1 for 2. Has singled and struck out. He scored a run. 9 hits for the Birds, 4 hits for the Brew Crew. That's right, it was Aurelio Lopez. El Presidente. They're not bunting. Here's a ground ball base hit right side. Doug Bear is a friend of mine. He'd agree with you. Yeah, I mean, Manny Sarmiento. Oh. Pedro Borbon. Oh. Doug Bear must have been a favorite of Sparky Anderson. He had some good years with the Tigers, too. Thomas, he hit one off the railing in the left center field bleachers in the back. 1 for 2. He is homered and struck out. He's a tying run. Throw to first, Yount back. Now we go home, and there's a ground ball to short. Might be 2. Smith for 1. Over to first. Thomas can't run, but he got out. Yep, I got my nicknames wrong. Yep, Lopez played for Sparky in Detroit. Buck Martinez played for the Blue Jays, too. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch up the middle. That's a base hit. So Thomas scampers to third. Runners in the corners for Paul Molitor. His best years were in St. Louis, when he won his ring in 1982. As a setup man for one Bruce Sutter, Paul Molitor is 0 for 3. So Martinez, 27 batters deep, 6 2/3 innings, 118 pitches. Yep, won that ring for Sparky in 84. 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. My nose itches. 2 home runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. And there's a ground ball to Murray. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So the Brewers threaten but do not score. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 7, 5-3 Baltimore. So Belanger, Skaggs, and Harlow to face McClure here in the 8th. Mark, 0 for 3. He has struck out and scored a run. He reached on an error in the 6th. Pitch. Ground ball to Molitor. Over the money. 1 out. So Milwaukee's defense is kind of like Keystone Beer. Sketchy. Dave Skaggs is 1 for 3. He has doubled and scored. Yeah, 78 was pretty ding-dang good, too. Oh, wow. Ding-dang good. You can take the boy out of the Midwest, but you can't take the Midwest out of the boy. Pitch to Skaggs. Struck him out. McClure is throwing a gem. Off-speed pitch on a 2-2. Swung on and missed. And that'll bring up Harlow, who was 1 for 4. He has an RBI, a run scored, and a single. 5-9-0 for Baltimore. 8 left on. 3-6-3 for Milwaukee. They've left 4 on. Carlos Lopez will pinch hit for Larry Harlow. Lopez will go into center. He's hitting 174. It's like going from the outhouse to a lean-to here. 1 homer and 4 RBI. Pitch from McClure. Hit him! Well, that's the announcer's jinx. Brings up Dower. Got him on the arm. Lopez shaking it as he goes down to first. Dower is 0 for 4. Ground ball to Yount deep in the hole, but a long time to throw to first, and that will retired to side. So Bob McClure goes 2 1/3 scoreless innings. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 5-3. So Don Money is 0 for 2. He has walked and stolen a base. Martinez probably not going to go the distance, but he is looking at win number 6. Pitch to Money. Struck him out. He got him to swing and miss on an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's 7 for Martinez. And it brings up Salbando, who's 0 for 3. Winds and fires. There's a ground ball to shallow second, over to first for the out. So 2 quick out. Martinez might have enough in the tank to try the 9th. High sell. Hit a solo bomb in the second to make it 1-0. Who was Clue Hayward? That sounds like some sort of 70s mystery murder movie. Pitch to High sell. Struck him out. So you don't know. He got him on a 1-2 on the outside corner. We go to the 9th. Baltimore 5, Milwaukee 3. Eduardo Rodriguez, making his 19th appearance, comes in to pitch. He is 2-1 with 2 saves and a 3.35 ERA. Oh, would that happen to be like Major League or something like that? He throws the fastball at 87. He's a ground ball pitcher. He has faced Baltimore 5 times. 13 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned. He walked 6 and struck out 7. He last pitched on the 18th against the Indians. 3 innings, 2 hits, a walk. He got the save. 43 innings in total, 43 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned. He's given up 4 homers, walked 16, and struck out 21. Yes, Haywood led the league in nose hair. So Murray is 2 for 3, Singleton 2 for 4, May 1 for 4. Pitch to Murray is up the middle for a base hit. So the Orioles have their 10th hit, and that'll bring up Singleton, who singled, doubled, and driven in a run. Clinton's playing the Pirates and the Cardinals. Pitch from Rodriguez. Liner into right field. Lescano will pick it up. And the Orioles have 2 on and nobody out for Lee May, who is 1 for 4. Yeah, they were funny movies. Pitch from Rodriguez. Struck him out. May looked at a 3-2 in there at the knees for strike 3. He stood there like a house on the side of the road. Andres Mora, a 1 for 4 in left field. Lopez is in center, by the way. FOC is not profane. Morrow 1 for 4 with a single. Pitch from Rodriguez is in the shallow center. Thomas is there. 2 out, and Murray will hold. All right, Lorenzo, we're almost done. Noontime baseball all week, 9 a.m. Pacific. Yes, well, that's true. Billy Smith is 1 for 4. He had a 2-run bomb off that light beer ad in right center. Pitch from Rodriguez. Ground ball. Yount's got to hurry. Throws to first, and he is out. Oh, what a play by Yount. He picked that up just before it bounced another time, and that will retire the side. So Milwaukee goes to the 9th, down 2. They trail 5-3. So Baltimore, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And they've stranded 11. This should be a bigger week. Or bigger lead. Ogilvy, Lescano, and Yount to face Denny Martinez. Ogilvy 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Martinez starts the 9th with a long drive to left and gone. So it's 5-4 Baltimore. For Ben, that's his 4th of the year. Nothing scheduled right now, Robbie, because we do the support stuff with Dave every night at 7 Eastern on his YouTube channel. And so by the time that I'm done with this and that, I'm pretty tired. You know, I'm streaming 2.5, 3 hours a day. Lescano is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. We'll see. Depends on how I feel. But right now, you know, those support streams that Dave does is the priority. Pitch to Lescano. Struck him out. So 1 out. Martinez got him to swing and miss on a fastball. Yep, computer will determine when Denny comes out. Here's Yount. He's 2 for 3. He's the tying run. His single twice, struck out once, and scored. You're welcome. The last round, unless you watched it on Twitch, will go up tomorrow. I feel for Arnold Palmer, man. That's all I'm going to say. Don't spoil it for him if he hasn't seen it. I feel for Arnold Palmer. Pitch to Yount. Ground ball to Dower. Over to Murray. 2 away. So Martinez, rubber arm and all, will face Gorman Thomas. Thomas hit a monster 2-run shot to left center in the 5th to make it 3-3. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Orioles have stranded 11. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for Milwaukee. They've left 4 on. Thomas, 1 for 3, has struck out once too. Martinez deals. Ground ball to Belanger, and the Orioles are going to win this. Yep, I did see that, Clinton. Good for you. So the Orioles have won the ball game, and for the moment, have a half-game lead. Scoreboard coming up in a moment. Thanks, JT. So Martinez goes to 6-8. He goes the distance. 9 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned to 3 homers. Thomas, Heisel, and Ogilvy. He walked 1 and struck out 9, and he's exhausted. Sorensen takes the loss, 11-4. Did not pitch all that well. 5 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, but only 3 earned. The 1 homer, he walked 1 and struck out 1. McClure and Rodriguez go the rest of the way. 3 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, and 2 hits. I'm F9. And so we play the games of June 21st. The Pirates have beaten the Cubs 5-2. John Candelaria goes to 4-4. Lynn McLaughlin gets his first loss as a member of the Cubs. The Yankees have swept the Red Sox. They were at 40-26. Goose Gossage with a win. Eckersley with a loss. Reggie Jackson with his 15th of the year. Montreal 9, the Mets 6. Steve Rogers goes to 10-7. Wayne Garrett, his 3rd home run of the series. Toronto 9, Detroit at 2. Tom Underwood goes to 3-4. Tommy Hunton 2 hits, a homer, a grand slam. He drove in 5. Cleveland stuns Kansas City. You can feel good. good about Don Hood. He's 3-6 on the year. Paul Dade, his first home run. Minnesota behind Jeff Zahn shuts out California 5-0. Zahn goes to 9-5. Houston 12, Los Angeles 10. Mark Lemongello. Beats Rick Rhoden. Jose Cruz 4 for 6 with 2 RBI and a stolen base. Dodgers pound out 18 hits. Houston 16. Reds down the Giants 5-2. Tom Seaver goes to 10-2 on the year. San Diego beats Atlanta 3-2. Bob Shirley, you jest, goes to 7-3. The Padres steal 5 bases. Tuesday baseball will be the Astros and the Dodgers at noon Eastern. Standings: Pittsburgh by 1 over Philly. Houston and Los Angeles are tied, and the Reds are 3.5 back. American League East, no change. Baltimore and New York are tied. Boston, 5 back. In the American League West, California by 2.5 over KC, 4.5 over the surprising White Sox, and 5 over Minnesota. Houston, Los Angeles at noon. Weather permitting, support stream tonight on Dave Gardner's channel at 7. And that will take care of that. And so we'll hopefully talk to you tonight. In the meantime, be good to each other. It's all we have. Baseball tomorrow at noon. The Astros and the Dodgers.